All right, we are headed to the gym right now to get some sort of workout in. I'm not 100% sure yet. Dealing with a little bit of an injury. I tweaked my elbow a bit on a pull day. I had a little bit of rest. I did a long run and then a day off, and now going to do a push day. So we'll see what I can and can't do. It's definitely improved a lot since the initial pain on the first day. Now it's kind of in that warning shot kind of thing. If I twist my arm in a particular way, I don't know how it's going to feel under load or when I exert through it. But the goal mainly today, I think, is really just to focus on getting some blood to the muscle, get some good circulation, try not to overdo it, but also see kind of where I can and can't perform. So let's get to the gym and let's talk a bit about training with injuries. So I usually like to categorize pain into kind of 5 different categories. One is basically just being, you're fine, you're normal, you're healthy, everything's fine, no issues. 2 is you kind of have those small aches and pains that are going on, maybe like a little tweak here or there, something slightly uncomfortable, but nothing that's gonna stop you. 3, which is kind of where I think I'm at right now, which is the initial workout, there's some sharp pain, but then hopefully it dies out over time. It's more of just a warning shot, like, hey, I didn't like that. And you can still work out through it maybe in the future, just give it a little bit of rest. Then you go up to 4, which is there's a kind of longer term pain that's going on where you're gonna need to stop. And then 5 is like, you broke your arm, you can't do anything, it's in a cast. So I think I'm in that 3rd category, just trying to be able to get some circulation, get the blood pumping, try to do something as opposed to nothing. I'm definitely a fan of getting, blood flow circulation and not just completely stopping working out, but it'll come down to ultimately how I feel when I do the workout. So we're gonna jump into some handstands first, which I've been feeling okay so far, and let's get some reps in. Handstands feeling pretty good. I didn't expect them to be much of an issue. I think everything with kind of straight arms or maybe slightly bent arms aren't really an issue, so it's good to see that nothing's really going wrong there. You'll see that I'm going to be doing this workout in a compression sleeve, and that is mostly just to give some additional support to the muscles. I'm a big fan of these, but again, they're not miracle workers. If your elbow is hanging on by a string, this isn't going to save you. So if you have kind of those stage 2, maybe even stage 3, after a couple of days pain where it doesn't feel great, but you still think you can work out through it, having this additional support is pretty nice. It takes a little bit of the emphasis away from just the joint and that kind of incorporates those other areas around it. So we'll see how the handstand push-ups go, but we're not gonna do parallel ones to go a little deeper, which are a little bit more stressful on my joints. We're just gonna do hands on floor, and we'll see how it goes. Floor handstand push-ups actually felt really good there. I think just shortening up the range of motion was pretty big. I was still able to go and get a good push. I might feel a little bit heavier, and the numbers just aren't the best. It could also be a little bit of a strength failure because of the injury, but was still able to go in, get some good reps in, get that good stimulus. and shorten up a range of motion compared to a parallel handstand push-up that's a little bit more aggravating. So that's going to be a big tip. If you ever have one of those injuries, if you can still do the work, but maybe modify in a way, whether it's shortening up range of motion or reducing weight, that's going to be something that can still allow you to make some progress even while dealing with one of those injuries. The parallel lean push-ups, though, those felt really bad. When I got a little bit deeper into the range of motion near the end, I could really feel it almost in my bicep. Maybe not as much as my joints, but definitely the arm didn't feel as great there. So that's one of those things where it looks like it's more of a range of motion type thing, because the floor handstand push-up is harder than a parallel lean push-up, at least in my experience. So it's really just that extended range is really what's aggravating. So now I know that I can take that into my training and make sure that I'm not overdoing my range of motion for this deload that's going to be coming up. So just taking notes when it doesn't feel right, cut back on reps. I didn't try to force additional reps, and then just moved on from there. Didn't try to aggravate it, cut back a bit, and then move on to something else that will be better. Push-ups felt great. It's always good to be able to do just the standard push-up. You get that, muscles, firing, you get the heart rate up, some decent strength building, but it's really great to be able to do those movements without any pain. It's getting, the blood circulating through the arms, so it's good to have one of those moves in your repertoire that I can fall back on without any issues. Lastly, we finished off with the lateral raise and rear flies with dumbbells, arms straight for that. So that's one of those things that it's hitting the shoulders maybe in a different way, but still being able to get the movement done. And it's a non-calisthenic move. Sometimes if you have an injury and you just need to go back to weight training of some kind, do it. It's one of those things where you don't need to necessarily stick solely to calisthenics. If you can modify around it or a different domain to change it up, do so. Ultimately, from this training session, as well as the time after getting injured, I've come up with a list of 6 different things I want to do in order to be able to manage this injury going forward. First is rest and recovery. Obviously get your sleep and make sure that you give yourself enough time for the joint to recover. Remove and reduce aggravating movements. This way it's obviously not putting any additional emphasis and making the injury any worse. Reduce volume. I want to be able to get enough blood flow, but I don't want to do too much where it causes it to potentially further injure it. Use a compression sleeve or just anything that's going to be able to support the muscle group in order to make it have less of a chance to actually get injured. Manage my weight. It's calisthenics. You're going to be using your body weight and you have to push it. So if I keep my body weight in a better spot, then that puts a little bit less stress on the actual joints when you actually have to do your calisthenic movements. And last, I want to be able to add in supplementation like collagen, so I'm able to go in and give my body all the nutrients it needs to be able to heal and recover as quickly as possible. Hopefully you can use some of this in your own training. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below any advice you have or any little injuries you're going through in your training. Have a good one, everyone.